Hello, friends, and welcome once again. Today we will be doing chapter 1.6 The Alchemy of Nature. The writer Raksha Baradia is well known for a lot of work that she has done. She's very famous for being the co author of the Chicken Soup series. She is also the founder of the Bonobology Media. Just before we get to the lesson, let me give you a brief that when we are talking about the alchemy of nature, we are seeing the beauty of nature here. When an alchemist is a person who does chemical reaction and he is able to change uh, different things into gold. Okay, so this is when we talk about nature, we are talking about the magic that nature does. We instantaneously turn to outdoor activities and nature as a way of relaxing and enhancing our well being. Nature soothes and nurtures, nature fulfills and motivates, nature whispers and commands. Are you listening? When I do, it leaves me in complete awe. See how well this lesson has started. It talks about the wonders of nature. It talks about how nature has a natural way of making us relax. I'm sure all of you who ever have any problems always first think that I should get out of the house. And when you say that you want to get out of the house, what you actually mean is you want to go into a natural environment, into nature. Okay, so when a person is disturbed or if a person is having problems or issues, our mind tells us that we want to relax. Okay, now of course you have friends which will help you relax as well because you are able to talk to them. But a lot of people are not able to approach their friends with all the different kinds of problems that they have. So it's nature that helps us to get back to normal. Nature helps us relax and improves our health as well. So not only on a mental level that we are getting relaxed, but it also helps with our health because we are taking in fresh air and even walking around in nature is very good for our health. It calms our mind and even motivates us. Okay. How does it work as a motivator? Is because when you observe nature closely, you will find different aspects which we will be talking about in this video ahead. You will find that nature has a funny way of motivating us and inspiring us. Nature has a way to guide us and also make us do what it wants. Okay, when you say that it guides us, it sometimes shows us the way. But there are times when it commands us, it makes us do what nature wants. Okay, like for example, strong winds. If the winds are very strong, nature forces you to stay indoor. Okay, even if you have any work and you want to go out, because the wind is very strong or the rain is very strong, nature has a way of commanding you and telling you to stay at home. Okay, but the question is, are you listening? Okay, You are the ones who have to pay attention to nature. If you are not the ones paying attention to nature, nature will not teach you anything. Okay. The writer says, when I do, she's talking about herself. She says, when I do, it leaves me in complete awe. That means when the writer, the poet says that when he or she is listening, in one, she is one with nature. It leaves him wondering, how does nature do all this? He is not able to understand or believe the work of nature. Okay, this is a very common thing. Even when you would go out in nature, there are certain things. Just relax and sit there. Observe everything around you, and you yourself will feel very relaxed. And when you are relaxed, you should go out and observe nature, see the beauty, see the flowers, see the birds, listen to them. I know one thing I love. I love to listen to birds early in the morning when I get up. It's just such a soothing sound. So everyone has something which they love about nature. In your comments of this video, why don't you tell me what do you like about nature? That would be something interesting. Okay, let's move on. The hibiscus plant. You can see the video I put for you on the right hand side. It's of the hibiscus plant. It shows that how the hibiscus plant blooms, and then after some time it withers and falls away. So that's what the author is telling us about. We have an hibiscus plant in our garden. Every fortnight, a flower blooms on it, big, bright, and tender. Through the day, it smiles with the sun and dances with the wind. But as evening approaches, it starts wilting. The morning after, it withers completely, and by evening, it falls and becomes one with earth again. The flower comes to life only for a day, yet it does not it does so in full splendor. What if we uh, lived our lives, however short, to its fullest? So the author asked us if we were to compare ourselves with the hibiscus flower, which comes to life only for a day or so, or a very short span, should we also live our life like that, like the hibiscus flower, full of life and no worries at all? So the poet talks about the hibiscus plant in her garden, and she observes that the flower has a lifespan of a day or so. However, in that time, the flower lives its life to the fullest. It grows to be big and bright and red, which is soft and it's tender. It enjoys the sun and moves with the wind, enjoying the short life that it has. When the day ends, the flower starts to die and finally breaks off from the plant and falls to the ground. The poet wonders and asks us, what if we also lived our lives once with nature? Okay, so you should ask yourself that question. Are you enjoying life? Are you living it like the hibiscus flower? Or are you just sitting around and worrying about life? Moving on, nature also has a way of reshaping rock. When we went to a rocky beach and saw the splendor of the majestic ocean and the rocks alongside. caved, carved, sculptured, and shaped by the water. Water is so gentle and rock is so hard. Yet, as the water flows over it every day for years, the rock gives in. It takes the shape that the water commands. Our problems are so colossal and we are so small. Yet, if we persist, so what the author is talking about, he's talking about, or she's talking about a rocky beach that she had once visited. And over there, they saw that there were many rocks, and obviously, as you all know, rocks are very hard. But all those rocks were all reshaped into different shapes. Okay, now this shape is taken, the rock takes this shape only because water gently flows over it or hits itself against it. And the fact that water is able to shape the rock is amazing. It shows the effort the water has taken for years to reshape the rock. The same way we can overcome our big problems, even though we are so small. We all need to do it, work on our problems, little at a time to be able to get the desired results. We should not give up, but keep on working on our problems day in and day out. And the way the water was able to reshape the rock, we will also be able to deal with our problems. If we think that our problems are so difficult, it is so hard like a rock, we will never be able to reshape it. But if we gently keep on working on our problems slowly, one day you will notice that your problems have started to change and you are able to have control over your problems. Talking about impossible, impossible also says, I am possible. So the writer says, we saw small bits of grass peeping through the small cracks in a concrete pavement. It left us thinking, however impossible may look, there is always an opening. We saw a tree bare of all its leaves in the cold winter months. We thought its chapter was over, but 3 months passed, spring set in, and the tree was back to its green majestic once again, full of leaves, flowers, birds, and life. What if we too had the conviction that however difficult things are right now, it will not remain so forever. Remember, this too shall pass. This is a very important lesson for you in life. Even from hard cement, we sometimes see grass growing from the little cracks. This seems impossible because of the cement being so hard. But life always finds a way. Some trees lose all its leaves in the cold winter months. And when we fall, so those leaves will never come back. When we observe, we think, oh, the leaves are gone, it won't come back again. They bounce back and show its full glory with leaves and flowers, with birds and animals, returning to it after the cold winter months have passed. When we have difficult times in life, let time do what it does best. It passes. Bad times will pass and good times will be here soon. So when y'all have problems, make sure that in order to deal with your problems, time is of an important factor. So if you give some time to your problems, even though how difficult it is, you will always find that nature will have a way to help you solve your problems. There is always a way out. All you need is the right guidance. So if you ever do face problem or any kind of difficulties in life, reach out to somebody. And I'm sure over the period of time, that person or that place or nature will help you to get over those problems. We then talk about teamwork and skill. We saw an army of ants lugging a fly which was at least 10 times the ant size. The ants organized themselves around the fly, lifting it on frail fields and carrying it to quite a distance. Their teamwork and perseverance was impressive. What if we too are consistent, organized, focused? Spider webs are delicate yet very strong. A rainbow colors the entire sky, and oysters take in a grain of sand, they open up with a pearl. Innumerable stars shine across the infinite sky. So, here, towards the end of the lesson, we see that how the authors talked about teamwork and the skills and the way nature works. It talks about a few ants are able to work as a team and carry an object more than 10 times its size. What if people were able to work in a team as one unit? Wouldn't that be nice? We would be able to solve so many problems. But most of the time, we see that we don't actually work as a team. We are always trying to pull each other down. But if humans get together and work as one in one team, I'm sure there are impossible things for us to achieve. Okay, the spider's web is very easy to break since it is very delicate. But for its prey, it's a very strong and effective thing. We should also be ready with an effective plan to tackle life. We should also be like the rainbow, which fills up the sky with its colors. Even oysters convert a grain of sand to a beautiful pearl. The stars also do its job by lighting up the sky. So we see that even oysters convert a grain of sand to a beautiful pearl. And the stars also do its job by lighting up the sky. This means no matter how small, everyone has a part to play. And finally, at the end of the lesson, we see about the alchemy of nature. This entire lesson was about the alchemy of nature. It talks about the clouds take new shapes with every passing moment. The wind makes trees dance with unhindered passion. Water, without hint of ego changes its form according to the dictates of the sun and the wind. When we see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly, a flower turn into a fruit, we experience the alchemy of nature. We touch it and become gold ourselves. So here we see that an alchemy of nature not only changes simple things to gold, but he is also known to do some simplicity, or rather seamless magic processes of transformation. So it's not alchemy is just not known for changing things, simple things to gold, but a seamless magical process of transformation. It transforms things. It create the creation or a combination of things. Okay, the simple same way clouds keep changing, trees keep moving, water changes its path. A caterpillar turns into a butterfly, and a flowers turn into fruit. We have got the unique chance to be one with nature. All we need to do is listen and observe. The way nature plays the role of an alchemy, nature will show us its splendor if we give it time. And even we too will become gold one day. So you see in the last part of the lesson, it talks about how nature has a way of changing things, transforming things. Okay, we have a little photograph on the top right, you can see that how a caterpillar goes through an entire lifespan and becomes a beautiful butterfly and flies away. Okay, so this is how nature is. Nature shows us its splendor and it transforms things. And that is why they say that even we, humans, are gold. We are considered gold because we are also considered one of nature's best made animals. Okay, humans are God's best creation, and that is why we are measured in gold. We are considered gold. So when we talk about nature and we talk about the alchemy of nature, it also talks about the fact, apart from other things like trees and plants and animals and birds and insects, humans are also gold. The only difference is we are who we are, but we need to take out the time and observe nature. And that is when we will actually understand how nature plays a very important role in our life. That's it for now. Please make sure that you subscribe for the channel, like the video if you want, and also click on the bell icon so that you can get notifications whenever I release a new video for you. Please make sure you send in some comments as well and some feedback if you feel, so that it will help me improve these videos for you.